Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Adam and Joe with Lagged Out Podcast, episode number 39. Hello, Joe. How are you?
Doing all right. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Hump day. So
Wait, Joe, I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So he can't hear me right now because I have pushed to talk on Discord, so he can't hear what I'm saying.
Joe, I can't hear
Adam
you.
smells. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Hello.
Hello. What was up?
You just don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to pretend that nothing bad happened there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is this the time where you forgot to record?
No, this is the time where I forgot I have pushed to talk on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Joe. Well, how you doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was all right. It didn't go anywhere, so that was kind of nice. But it was also just like another dinner, which I'm actually okay with because it's like whatever to me. I'm not a huge fan of like the Thanksgiving holiday. Like I get why it's a thing. It's whatever, I guess, to me. Because turkey isn't really the best of meats in my opinion. Like chicken's way better. Even like dark meat turkey is still like kind of dry in comparison to just like any piece of the chicken. And I'm not a huge fan of like stuffing or cranberries. So like it's just like look at all this food people made that I'm like not gonna eat. So it's like to me Thanksgiving, at least like that part of Thanksgiving, I'm just like whatever. But I was thankful for this year so far. Had a freaking pretty ballin' 2019 so far, and it's still like a month away from ending, so anything could happen. But yeah, and then I took Monday off, so I had a 5-day weekend instead of a 4-day weekend. So yeah, I mean it was nice.
So we hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving too. I was actually gonna say because it was Joe's birthday on
Monday.
Let's see, December 2nd. So it would have been 4th. Yeah, so actually Monday. So how was that? What did the birthday boy get? What did the birthday boy do?
So the birthday boy did not get a Nintendo Switch like he was hoping for.
Dang it, Barb.
So
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. But I did do like an EU friendly stream, which is Europe for those of you who don't know what EU stands for. The European Union. So that was fun. I did that on Monday, and because normally my streams are like way into the night. But that one I started at like 2 p.m. and I ended up going till like 7, I think I want to say. It was like 5 hour. It was pretty close to like a 5-hour stream. It was like 4 minutes, 50 seconds, something. Or not 4 minutes. Oh my gosh, 4 hours, 50 minutes or something like that. But it was a lot of fun. Just sort of, my goal was to like work on a new emote for my channel, which I did afterwards anyways. But I added a Milady emote for my Twitch channel. So if you don't know the like Milady meme, it's like basically someone like with a fedora like tipping their hat to like you, like Milady, to greet you basically. So I did that with my Pikachu because I always have Pikachu in the background. He's the real star of the stream, and he's always wearing his fedora because he's a classy fellow. So I was like, I want to do an emote with Pikachu. I just don't know what. And it's got to have his fedora. And I'm like, oh my God, Milady. So I drew that. And on the stream, I was going to like just refine it a little bit and like do some stuff here and there with it. But ended up just like chatting and chilling with chat the whole time. And then later I bought Jackbox Party Pack number 3, I believe it was. And we played Quiplash 2 and TKO and like a bunch of, I think those were actually the only 2 games on that that we played, but it was fun. So that lasted like a good hour and a half, like at the end of the stream, I want to say. But it was a lot of fun. Had some a good number of people actually show up too, which is exciting.
Yeah, you had a lot of people on your stream.
But yeah, it was fun. It's like I want to like do that more. It's just like I work during the day, so I can't always do like an EU friendly stream because a lot of those people were also like from Europe. so they don't always catch like the nighttime streams or whatever. But yeah, so the birthday was good. What I did get was some like Amazon like Fire tablet thing, and my mom was like a budget of like, she was like, you're not gonna, she told me like a week before, like, you're not gonna get the Switch and blah blah blah, and like, I'm not gonna spend more than like $100 on your birthday, which is kind of a lot. So like fair, that's fair, but it's like anytime you get someone a tablet and it's under $100, it's gonna be crap, and it was crap. So I was just like, yeah, you could just return this, and I'm just, that's fine. I don't care. I don't need anything for my birthday. I'll just wait till Christmas or something to get whatever. So
yeah, you don't even read, right? So
no, well, like it's like a janky version of like the iPad, I guess, but it looks like a Kindle. It's I feel like it's basically a Kindle, but it's called like the Fire tablet or something. And it's
no, it is a Kindle technically, but
and
yeah.
like it's basically also just like Amazon.com, the tablet, because it's like, oh, here's all these preloaded Amazon apps for you, like Amazon like Store, Amazon Music, and like freaking Audible and all this stuff. And like when you're first setting it up, it's like, oh, do you want to install these apps? And one of the apps is Twitch, because Amazon owns Twitch. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, why, that's convenient. And my mom got it for me so I could try to do live streaming with it, like IRL live streaming, because like I want to do like cooking streams and other things like that. But it doesn't, it's not supported by Twitch, so you can't actually live stream on it from the Twitch app. So yeah. So I also had her bring over her iPad, so I'm gonna see if I can. So you also can't mobile stream on the iPad. You can only do it on the iPhone, or like I guess Android or whatever. Only phones have the app can live stream from the Twitch app.
Didn't know that.
But not like tablets, which is really interesting. But anyways, I did see someone like on like Reddit or somewhere that said because like they were trying to like live stream from like their tablet or something, and people recommended using like the Streamlabs OBS app instead. So I downloaded that, but I haven't tested it yet, so we'll see. Because that would be cool if I could like live stream from like an iPad. I'd also rather like use an iPad, just because like that Kindle Fire tablet thing is like freaking tiny as heck, and an iPad's like much larger. And I also know how to work an iPad. Not that whatever it is. So yeah, but other than that, birthday was pretty solid, pretty good. Yeah, how was your weekend?
So my Thanksgiving was good. I think you need to eat turkey with like gravy and stuff, like good gravy, because my mom has all these southern recipes, but I guess you are kind of like a pickier eater, so you probably don't really like a lot of the Thanksgiving stuff. But so because I love Thanksgiving, it's like one of my favorite meals, because it's like all carbs and I love it, and I get fat, and yes. So mine was good. I traveled on the train for the first time, which was interesting. So I basically was going to Hogwarts, and it was fun, and I chose House Gryffindor in Raleigh, and so that was cool. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, Thanksgiving was good. Weekend was good. Didn't want to go back to work. Wish we could be full-time streamers right now so we wouldn't have to go to work. But I'm excited because it's only about like 2 more weeks until get another like break basically. And so that'll be good. And we're going to have to see how we did on our New Year's resolutions, which I can tell you we definitely did not do well on so far.
Speak for yourself, bro.
Dude, definitely we did not do well on. I've not completed one game that I said.
Man, I should have put money on this. I would have been so rich.
Dude, no. I've just found that it's interesting because I think recently I found that single player games just aren't my thing anymore. And like God of War, I played God of War and it was good and I liked it. But like I don't know if I'm like afraid to finish those games cuz like they're just like complicated. They're not complicated, but like cuz like they might be hard or something. But I don't know, like I definitely enjoy multiplayer games a lot more. And I enjoy grindier games and like loot based games a lot more than like single player games. Like, although I will be probably getting Cyberpunk because I do have some video ideas for that actually, so that's gonna be really fun. But that is still more like loot based because it's like an RPG. It's like The Witcher sort of, I guess, with like futuristic elements. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I think I've finally found out that I just really single player games. Just I'd rather spend my time playing with friends, and I would probably like them more if I get more viewers with streaming. Like, it'd be fun to play them with people watching. But when I'm just like playing it by myself, it's just not like, I don't know. I don't think I have as much fun. So I don't know. That's just my two takes on that. Wait, what?
Do you feel weird? Do you feel weird talking to yourself?
So, no. I mean, like, I talk to myself in general during the day. I mean, I don't know if that's weird, but I just kind of do because I process things out loud a lot of times. So I think it's not that I feel weird talking to myself in single player games. It's just I don't know what to say when I'm playing single player games because like if I don't have an audience, like I have like an average of like 5-ish viewers on my stream right now, and 1 or 2 people are like talk pretty regularly, but it's only for ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, and I've been loving Elder Scrolls Online. Like I'm just gonna be streaming that a lot, but like if I had a couple people in chat talking to me while playing a single player game, which I haven't had, then it wouldn't be as like hard because like they would be asking me questions, I guess. But when I'm playing, it's just like I don't know what to say sometimes. Like I feel like you're better at like saying things when you play single player games, but when I play multiplayer games, I feel like I'm just talking to people while I'm playing that, and then when I'm playing by myself, I still like feel like I can, like I feel like it's not needed to talk as much. But in a single player game, it's like you kind of have to talk through what you're doing sometimes. Like I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you seem to be like able to talk, like always like have something to say, I guess, when you play.
I just say what I'm thinking and like explaining my my like thought process, because I noticed back when we did like Let's Plays a lot and stuff, if I would do like single player ones, or even like when I started out streaming, I would like start saying something and then just like cut myself off and be like, oh yeah, okay, or something like that. And it's like, wait, what's okay? What do you mean? Like you didn't explain anything. So like because it's like my brain works a lot faster than my mouth does. So like I would start a thought, that thought would continue way faster than I can actually like explain it. And then like I would get to the end of it and be like, okay. And then my mouth would just be like, okay. And then like nothing would. So like I try to like just explain what's going on in my mind the whole time, pretty much, whether there's people there or not. And like if there are people there, then they'll either like question me or I can question them, like, hey, like what do you think about this game, or like, you know, because it's all about engagement, right? So basically just like if someone's not asking you questions but they're just like commenting, you could ask them questions, and then, you know, maybe that'll trigger a conversation and you just go back and forth or whatever. That's what I do anyways.
Oh yeah, so for me, it's not necessarily, if I have people in chat, I'm able to like talk through single player games like to them, but it's more just like when there's not many people watching and they're not talking, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, but I agree. Like I just think for some reason I have trouble like saying what's on my mind as I'm playing because I'm like immersed, I guess. But in general though, playing those games off stream, I still don't know if I find that much enjoyment in it anymore, because I almost feel like I'm wasting time because I'm not really making videos on single player games just because like I'm just not really playing any, and a lot of the videos are Let's Plays, and a lot of the guides are guides that full-time YouTubers are doing, and it's just there's no point like to put a guide out because they're going to have it out like before the game even comes out because like, you know, that's their job. So it's like, for me, it's like playing single player games. I'm not like in high school anymore, so I feel like I'm just not able to just devote that time, I guess. But you have more people in your stream, so like you playing single player games, I feel like you are able to like do it a lot easier. I don't know. You just talk out loud better, I guess, when you're on the go, I guess.
It helps that I'm crazy too. Because I just talk to myself regardless. Like you should. I'm not saying you actually should do this, but you should totally just put like hidden cameras in the house one day and just like leave for like 2 days and just see what I do.
Yeah, I feel like I already know, but I'm scared too. So I don't know if I should. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, I feel like I've just like heard you talk to yourself like in your room, sort of like when you're playing games. So it's fine. It's just like normal to me now. But
kind of.
So
there's also like if I am like trying to come up with an idea for something, and like I start pacing, I'll just start pacing for like an hour and get like a nice leg workout in. But it's just like I'll just pace and like talk to myself, and like sometimes I'll like get my phone, like do like record like a voice memo so I can like refer back to it later, be like, okay, that's what I said, specifically how I said it, and so and so on. But yeah, I'm crazy.
That is great to know.
All I want for Christmas is a straight jacket.
Oh my god. So speaking of single player though, you haven't finished Death Stranding, have you?
No. It's taken too long. It's freaking,
so where are you
it's
at
like it's like that
at?
meme of like the black dude who was like a presidential candidate like a couple years or like several years ago. It's like the thing is too damn high or whatever. This is too damn long basically. Cuz there's 15 episodes. I think it's like 14 and then like a secret 15th one. Maybe the 15th is just like an epilogue. I don't know how it works. But in total, there's 15 episodes. Each one varies in length. The first 2 were like pretty quick. Third one took forever to get through. And then, I'm all the way up on episode 9. I'm like 35 hours into the game. So I'm like just past the halfway point. But also a friend told me that like the last like 4 chapters or like episodes, whatever, it's like pretty much just like 2 hours of cutscenes. So I don't really know how much of the actual game I have left. And like chapter 9, like I'm pretty sure I finished it so I'm going to go into a little bit of spoilers here for Death Stranding. So if you haven't played it yet or you haven't gotten past episode 9, whatever, I'm just going to call it chapter. I don't care. This is your warning. Spoilers. Skip like 2 minutes ahead in the podcast. All right. So basically in episode 9, it's titled Higgs, and Higgs is like the bad guy, played phenomenally by Troy Baker, who's an amazing actor and voice actor. And he did Joel in The Last of Us, by the way.
Okay.
But so it's all about like his character. Like each chapter is titled after a certain character. So like you have like Amelie, who's like your sister or whatever, and whatever. So episode 9 is Higgs, and it's basically, okay, go to this one spot and make a delivery. Okay, cool. Now here's a boss fight with like cutscenes. Okay, now here's like a ton of cutscenes. Okay, now here's 3 boss fights in a row, and if you die in any of them, you start at the very first one again. And the boss fights are really sick. Don't get me wrong; they're really cool. But it's like I've done all of that and like watched like what felt like an hour of cutscenes. It was maybe like 10 minutes or something, but like after the boss fights, and it still hasn't said like episode 10 yet. So I don't know like where the heck episode 9 ends. So I don't know like how much more, because like Higgs is dead by the end of this thing. So yeah, I don't know how much more of episode 9, unless the episode 10 thing like showed up and I missed it. But yeah, so I don't really know how much more time I have left in this game. People say they've beaten it in like 50, 60 hours. I hope it doesn't take that long because I want to finish it and move on to Jedi Fallen Order. Because I know if I start...
so you are actually going to get that?
Yeah, because I saw gameplay of like boss fights and just like general combat, and it's much better than I thought it would be. But like I know if I start another game, I'm not going to finish Death Stranding, and I want to know what happens at the end. And like I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a Sam chapter. So I want to know what that'll be about. But anyways, that was actually like 2 minutes exactly. So I'm such a freaking beast at this.
I love that.
But yeah, so the next game the next single player game I play is most likely going to be Jedi Fallen Order. Whenever I finish Death Stranding, unless I somehow don't finish that before Christmas, and somehow by like the miracle of freaking Santa Claus, I get a Nintendo Switch and the new Pokemon games. I don't really see that happening, considering like how well the birthday went, but like you never know. I mean, my mom also keeps telling me like wait till after the holidays because that's when all the sales are for like video, like the consoles or whatever. And I'm like, wow, she might be right about this because like normally like PlayStation would have like, oh, here's like a holiday bundle sale or something, but like Nintendo, nothing yet. Anyways,
Yeah, I personally don't think the Switch is actually going to go on sale. Like the best deal you're going to get is like that one that's on Black Friday, like because it's like, dude, I don't know, they just don't ever put their stuff on sale. You know
like,
what I mean?
They'll put the games on sale, but it's never like the new games, which makes sense because like they just came out.
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
so
you can
like,
get like Tree Simulation 15 on Switch for free if you buy a Switch, but that's basically it.
yeah, so like they had like bundles and stuff on Black Friday, but they weren't. None of them were bundles I was interested in. So it was like, oh, here's like Mario Kart bundle. It's like I don't really care. I don't really play Mario Kart. So. But like just the consoles themselves, so it's like also like the bundle is more expensive. It's not just like, oh, you're paying for the Switch price but you're getting a free game. It's like, no, you're paying like half the game price and the full Switch price, but it's still technically on sale because you're not paying full price for the game. But it's like, it's a game I'm not going to play, so why would I spend the extra money just to get a Switch?
Yeah.
And unfortunately they didn't have a Pokemon bundle, which like I'm amazed. I'm also amazed they haven't made like a Pokemon like Switch yet, because
I am too, actually.
they did one last year for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and like honestly, so like depending on like the specs of that one, because apparently there's like two different versions of the Switch. There's like the older model and like a newer one, which has like better battery. I don't know when the newer one came out, but if it came out before they did the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee one, and like the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee one is like the same model, I'm totally getting that one because that one's awesome. But yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that because they did that a lot with like the 3DS. So it's like, oh, like new Super Mario game. Here's like a Super Mario 3DS. Oh, Pokemon Sun and Moon 3DS, or like, you know, Zelda Link to the Past or whatever the heck. So I actually don't know if that was a 3DS game, but yeah.
No, I got you. So you are getting Jedi Fallen Order, and you actually think you're gonna finish it?
Jedi Fallen Order, yeah. So like my biggest concern with it was like from what they showed at E3, and granted, I guess they did say at some point, which I missed, that the dude playing was like semi far or like decently way into the game, a decent way into the game. There we go. I can't speak right now. So like he was like 1 to 2 shotting like every enemy, which in the beginning it's not like that at all. It's well, I say it's not like that. It's like 3 to 4 shots, but like that's still like good compared to like one shotting everything because like you have a lightsaber. But the enemies were also like more varied and challenging from what I saw, because like, yeah, you have like the normal like stormtroopers who just shoot their blasters at you and can actually hit you for once. Like they miss everything in the movies, but in the games they actually can hit you. But you can just like LOL deflect the laser back to them.
That's pretty cool.
But like there's also like tons of different enemies, and like there's stormtroopers who like they just have like their blaster, but the blaster is equipped with like a shield, and so like it protects their front, so you can't just reflect the bullet back to them, which is cool. And like they have enemies, in like Force Awakens where it's like traitor, and then he has like that taser baton thing that he fights Finn with. There's like guys like that. There's like other dudes. There's like, evil people. I'm pretty sure like all the bosses have like lightsabers or something. But then there's also like, creatures like alien monsters and animals that are also kind of bosses and stuff. And like, or even just like normal enemies. So like some of those take, several hits or like a dozen hits to take down. And it's a lot like Dark Souls or like Sekiro, where like they have like, they're called meditation points instead of like campfires or meditation totems or whatever. But it's like you go there to rest, spend your skill points. But whenever you rest, it refills your healing item, but it also resets all the enemies, so they respawn and stuff. So that was cool too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, also like just seeing all the different lightsaber customization options was pretty cool too. I didn't really like see too much of them, but I saw like, like, oh, like here's like like some of the beginning ones you get. You can change from like blue to green or like orange or whatever. You can have a Darth Maul style lightsaber, like it's dual lightsaber. Um, so yeah,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
yeah, my biggest thing was just like being overpowered with a lightsaber and one shotting everything, which isn't the case, which is cool. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about Call of Duty here in just a second, but I want to take the second to give you guys the deal of our podcast. Basically, like if you're new to this, we just highlight some deals to keep eye out for. And since the beginning of December, the PlayStation Plus free games are out. And so the PlayStation Plus free games, if you have PlayStation Plus subscription, which allows you to have online play on PlayStation, you can actually get. Apparently, this game is underrated, but it's Monster Energy Supercross, so it's like a racing game. And then you can get Titanfall 2, which I played the first Titanfall and it was pretty fun, but I'm interested to see, so might have to download those and check that out. But speaking of downloading, actually, so dude, my PS4, I swear, like I can't put anything on my PS4 anymore. Like I have 200 gigs of space, and like I try to download a Call of Duty patch for like 2 gigs, and it just makes me like say I don't have space. It's got to be a bug, and I have to keep deleting stuff. And I don't know if you've had that issue with your PS4 because we have the same model basically, but I have no idea what's going on with that.
I've never really had that issue. I know that like it might show like, oh hey, you have like 60 gigs free, and a game might only be like 40, but then like it doesn't download because there's not enough space. I know it's like it's because there's like even though it says 40, there's like other things that are downloaded with it that take up extra space or something. Or no, I think it's also like the PS4 needs like X amount of space to like function properly. So it's like, I don't know what the exact number is. So it's like, even though it's like only 40 and you have 60 free, it won't let you because like it requires 20 to run properly or like 21 to run properly or something like that.
Well,
But I've never had that issue where it's like I'm 100 free and I'm downloading a patch.
yeah, dude, I have it every download now. It's insane. Like Call of Duty is now taking up 130 gigs of space because of all the updates, which is insane. The patches are massive, but yeah, like I've had to download like I had to delete Anthem because it was like 50 gigs and it wouldn't let me download the patch. So I'm gonna have to look that up. But by the way, I was playing a little bit of Anthem and it's fun. I liked it in the beta, so I'm gonna have to re-download it and play it some more at some point. But I got it for $10 on Black Friday, so it's definitely, the gameplay is really really fun. They're supposedly doing a huge overhaul too. But so speaking of Call of Duty, before we get into the rest of the podcast, they just released Season 1 on all the platforms. And what this is like basically it's like 62 days of a battle pass, and just like basically they just call it seasons because it's seasonal now, so it's kind of like Fortnite or Apex or whatever. And so with this season we got the Crash map from Modern Warfare 1, which was really fun to play. We got another ground war map, and we got another gunfight map, and then there's 2 other maps coming out. So there's Shipment coming out, and Vacant from the old Call of Duties will be coming out in this season a little later. And then they're doing, I think, 3 more gunfight maps, and then they are also adding 3v3 gunfight mode and 1v1 mode, which will be pretty sick. And plus with all that, we got the Battle Pass, which is $10 or 1,000 COD points. I already had 500 COD points from my special edition, so I paid $5 for it. And you get 4 free items with this, and you also get 100 tiers of content that is like cosmetic stuff, so weapon variants, operator skins, all that good stuff. And I believe everyone gets the 2 new guns once you rank up in the Battle Pass to level 31, I think it is. And then 2 guns, one changes to the G36C from Modern Warfare. It's a light machine gun. And then the other one is like the TAR from like one of the other games. But they added all that, and then they added the store, which you can buy cosmetics into, which I actually love a lot of the cosmetics. They're a little pricey, but some of them are reasonable. But I was just like, dang, like some of them look so good. They have like great camos on some of the guns and cool operator skins. And like, I don't know, Joe, have you seen any of them or have you not been on?
I haven't been on.
Yeah, so some of them are like really cool. They have like an America pack where you get like an American flag, charm sticker, and then you get a variant for the Magnum, which has a really sick camo. You get a variant for the M carbine and a variant for the 725, and the all the camos are really cool. And then they have like just a bunch of other stuff too that I actually really like. But of course, people have been complaining about it just because like they think it's, you know, too expensive to get cosmetics in the store and all that other stuff, and you know, just the typical Reddit complaining train. But the cool thing with the battle pass is if you rank it up enough, you get enough COD points to buy the next battle pass, which they've never given us COD points before, really. So that's really nice. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I really don't care about the cosmetics. I honestly don't care about loot boxes, but I'm glad that they're not in the game. I'm glad that the battle pass, you actually see what you rank up or see what you get before you rank up. So it's not random or anything. So I really like, people just love complaining about it because you have to pay money for it. But I still will never understand, and we've talked about this before on podcasts, but I still will never understand the argument for people getting mad about buying battle passes or cosmetics for a $60 game versus a free game. I understand that you're spending $60 on a game, but not every single person has spent $60 on the game. Some people spent less than that if they got it for a deal. But even if you spend $60, it's like, I almost guarantee you people have spent more money on free games than they have on Call of Duty cosmetics plus the full game. Like, I just never will understand that. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, like, it's like it gives people like a heartwarming like feeling inside of them that like makes them think they're a better person because they're supporting a developer that gave them a game for free versus a developer that just made them pay $60 for a AAA title and then giving the developer more money or like I just don't get the logic, and I don't think I ever will. But I don't know what you think about that, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people complain at all about cosmetics, just because they're cosmetics and they're optional, and even if you do buy them, they don't enhance gameplay or anything like that. So I don't get it.
yeah, it's sometimes it just infuriates me, but we will not get into that. Quick note though, so I keep seeing these things on the internet. Are they reviving Paragon?
Epic Games is not, no. But that was the what do you call those? Like the news about sales or whatever section? The thing you just did about like all the deals.
Oh, like I just call it like our deals for the podcast.
This week's deals for the podcast not brought to you by Oreos. Oreos, Milk's favorite cookie.
There it is. Okay, we're just gonna have to do that every time. Joe's gonna be in charge of that now.
Yeah. So when Paragon shut down, a bunch of people from various like groups and stuff got together and started making their own fan versions of like remakes, basically. There's several. So there's a few studios who like saw that sort of like Unreal Engine third-person MOBA idea that Paragon was like concept, and we're like, okay, let's make our own. So there's Visionary Games with their project codenamed Phoenix Rising. They were like the first ones, and they actually had like a map more or less and like one or two characters in the game, but like they haven't really shown too much since then, and that was like basically a year ago. I shut down last April. And then there's been another one called Undying Games, and they've been making their own. The Phoenix Rising one it's very similar to Paragon, but it's like all new like heroes and like characters and like maps and stuff like that. There's Undying Games, which is making a game called Ethereal, which is, you know, again like a third-person MOBA, but they're adding their own like twist on it to where like it's like there's 3 lanes, but instead of being like horizontal like on the ground like next to each other, they're vertical. So it's like you have to like climb to get to each lane. It's interesting.
I don't know if I don't know if I'll like that.
I'm not sure exactly how it'll work. They also have like they're just like read up on them. It's Ethereal by Undying Games. Like it's they're doing a lot of stuff differently. I don't know if it'll be good or not, but it at the very least it looks pretty. Like their sound design and like their actual like map design looks pretty cool. Their characters are pretty decent looking too. Some are better than others, but then there's like the Paragon like remakes or clones, I guess if you want to call them that. So the big one was Core, and that was supposed to launch their alpha back in April, which would have been like the 1 year anniversary of Paragon. So they were pushing for that deadline to like, it's been 1 year since Paragon shut down. Here's in like a closed alpha or something like that. But they didn't make it, and they're like, hey, we need a little bit more time to get this alpha on the ground. And they haven't really said much since, and it's December now. So it's like, who knows? The other big Paragon like remake is called Predecessor by Omega Studios. Oh yeah, and the people who make Core are called Metabuff Studios. Metabuff.
You said Metabuff?
Yeah, Metabuff. So they're doing Core, and then there's this other game, Predecessor by Omega Studios, OMEDA. So it's like Omega, but with a D instead of a G. Mm-hmm. And they're doing, the same thing. They actually have, like, they did a closed alpha. It wasn't very good. It was only like 3 days, I think, and then they shut it down to like work on bugs and stuff. And they've fixed a lot of bugs, and they're very transparent with what they do. Mm-hmm. Like their lead like CEO or like chief programmer or whatever, he streams a lot. I think his name's Smokey Sargent. I think
Smokey Sargent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. I just hope I'm not confusing him with the GTRP streamer named Smokey.
That sounds pretty familiar.
That guy's name is Smokey Sloth. Never mind. Yeah, we're good. So Smokey Sargent is the coder guy, and he'll like stream like he's working on. So like he was working on like one of the characters like kits, like their abilities and stuff. So he would stream working on that and stuff like that. They're probably, because since we haven't heard anything from Core, we don't know like what their progress is or anything. They're probably closest to releasing an alpha, aside from the next one that I'll mention, which is Fault by
there's a lot of people working on these
by Strange Matter Studios. So they were like, they didn't say anything. They were like, hey, we're working on a Paragon remake. Stay tuned for more. They like legit like in November we're just like, hey, we made a Paragon remake, and like it's still in alpha stages, but like expect the alpha to be in like December. And people were like, whoa, what? And one of my Canadian friend who like I played Paragon with like years ago, she like got in on like their like closed like test. Well, I say close. Yeah, they're closed tests, I guess. But it's like they'll stream them and stuff. So she like gets to like partake in those and stuff. And she also works on their website now because she's like a web designer by trade, which is cool. So I signed up for their closed alpha. They're only doing like 500 slots, so I don't know if I actually get in December, but we'll see. But theirs is pretty solid too, from what I've seen. It's not optimized for streaming, so like whenever anyone streams it, it's always like really laggy and stuff. But people who play the game say like it's very like smooth and like clean and stuff like that. But their whole thing was where Core and like Predecessor were focused more on making everything look nice, and then also like they kind of put visuals ahead of like visuals like and like aesthetic ahead of like gameplay and like bug fixes and all that. Like they obviously worked on both at the same time, but these guys more or less put the gameplay first and then worked on like visuals and stuff. So like the map, like it more or less looks like a completed map, but like it's very incomplete. And like a lot of like the subtle nuances of like sound design might not be there for like certain things. But yeah, and then there's apparently this new one called Prime X, which I never heard about till like Sunday. And this one guy I watch for all these, he keeps up with all these things. So I just like watch his recap videos basically. He just put up a video like today, I think, but I haven't gotten to watch it yet on Prime X. So I don't know anything about that. And then I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. I don't, maybe not. But there is, so there was also like this game on Xbox. It might have been on PC as well, called Gigantic. And that was sort of like a third person MOBA-esque title. It wasn't strictly a MOBA, but it was MOBA-esque in the sense it's like, oh, team of 5, each person picks a different character. No two people on the same team can be the same character. And like you have like an objective, which is like to beat the enemy base basically, but their base was like a giant creature. And the creature could fight back, and there were like towers and stuff. So it was MOBA-esque, and like each character had their own abilities, blah, blah, blah. That got shut down for whatever reason. And this other studio, which I don't remember their name, they're remaking or making their own version of that. And I don't remember what the name of their remake is called. But I do know they got the same sound design like company who worked on Gigantic to work with them now on their like remake of the game. So yeah, that's why you're seeing all that stuff, because I've been like watching videos.
Yeah, because I've seen I've seen like a bunch of YouTube videos or whatever showing that, and like suggestions, I guess, or whatever. And so
yeah,
I was just curious if that was what you were doing.
Yeah, like I'll just watch that. His name is Mangoose, so it's like Mongoose, but he's like a man or whatever. He does like all like the recap. He'll keep in touch with all the companies and interview people and stuff like that. He does a podcast too, funny enough. And he said like, if you ever want to be on it, just send me a message or whatever, and we'll get you on. I've thought about it a few times, just to talk about like Paragon, but like, nah,
Yeah,
I don't got time for that.
Well, we have reached the point where we are going to do our 2018 body swap.
Yep. So last week, or last podcast, I should say, last episode, I chose Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3 because that was 2019. And who did you end up choosing? Because you initially chose Kratos.
I chose
God
Kratos,
of War, but that came out in 2018, not 2019. So
yeah.
did you like switch it? I don't remember.
Well, I chose Eris Morn, but I just kind of stuck with Kratos for research purposes. So yeah, I mean that's what I did.
I mean, hey, you can choose them now because God of War did come out.
I know, I saw that, but that's not who I chose.
I didn't think so.
But do you want to
I'm pretty sure you'll know who I choose. But yeah, I do want to try to guess who you chose.
Well, okay. I feel like I know who you chose. I don't think you're gonna guess who I chose. This one's coming out of left field.
So this is a game that you played last year, and that came out last year.
It was a game that came out last year. It doesn't have to be one that we played.
Well, oh, so did you play it at all?
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of? It's
I might have played it vicariously through people.
What does it even mean? Okay, let's see.
So, do we want to talk about like?
I'm Googling
So, for people that didn't watch last week, so basically, we're choosing a video game character that came out the week, or not the week, the year of 2018. Like we're going down in years. So we started 2019. Now we're going 2018, and we basically have to do a body swap with them or whatever. And
no idea.
We've got to like, I guess, basically like what? Let's see. Do like, what we would do in their body, I guess. Like what would be the first thing we did? Would we try to keep our identity concealed, and then any other miscellaneous stuff, and then like who would win in a fight or a battle with our different powers and everything if they've got powers. So that's kind of the premise.
Right.
But okay, you can try to guess.
So wait, so did you say you played it vicariously through me or other people?
Through a bunch of people, kind of.
Frick. Okay.
I will say that it is a game that you played last year.
Fudge.
Is it not what you thought?
Well, okay. So I'm not really. I don't really remember what all I played last year. I don't quite. I mean, I remember like the big ones, but if it's one you haven't played, let's see. I want to say.
I'm not gonna
Let's
say.
see, I know I.
I'm not gonna say if you got the game right, because then, like, it's gonna make it easier for you to guess. But
Right. So like games that I know I played last year: Red Dead 2, Monster Hunter World, Spider-Man, freaking what's it called? Fallout 76, and what do I have on Steam? Let's see. Did I play? Oh yeah, I freaking played freaking Call of Cthulhu last year too.
oh my god,
Did
did you really last year?
Yeah, because that's when I was Captain Jack Sparrow for Halloween.
Okay.
I didn't play like anything on Steam last year. Wow. I mean, my guess would be like Arthur Morgan from Red Dead or Spider-Man from Spider-Man.
You will have to just guess.
Narrow it down. Frick. Did I play anything else? I mean, there was Destiny as well, but like you played that too. Unless you're talking like specifically like the Titan class or whatever, but no. Unless you are. Dang it. No, you wouldn't be a Titan though, because you're always like Warlock or Hunter. I'll say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think that's who you are.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yours is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Easy.
Okay, so
So who the frig is
you know
yours?
you want to know who mine is? You ready?
Can you give me a hint?
Do you want me to tell you what game it's from?
Frick. Now I feel like it's gonna be so obvious. Can you give me like the genre of game?
Open world.
Is it Fallout 76?
It is.
Okay. I got no idea then.
I am Mothman.
Oh my god. How did I not think
Well,
of
see,
that?
I thought
Frick,
you were.
dude.
I was getting scared because I thought you would, because you were talking about Mothman last night.
That's just because I freaking found that old clip.
I know, but then I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh my god, he'd be great because he actually is like a mythological creature. So, what would you do in your body swap of Peter Parker, aka Peter Joe, or Joe Parker, or Joe Parkour?
Ooh. Okay, so well, question. Like obviously like I have his like spidey sense and like super strength and all that stuff. Would I still have the know-how? I guess I would still be able to craft my like web fluid gauntlets, or not gauntlets, but shooters, right? Like I would still have my webs, right?
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. You would
Okay,
be Spider-Man. I mean, you get everything that Spider-Man
Yeah,
has.
yeah. I know. I'm just saying like cuz most of the time his webs are just come from like his shooters. They're not like out of his body like in Tobey Maguire's movies. I think Spider-Man would still beat Mothman.
You think Spider-Man would still beat Mothman?
Yeah.
So I personally don't know. I'm not too keen on the Mothman, Mothman lore.
Yeah. So I never actually ran into Mothman. I saw him like once in the game, but then he teleported away. So I never got to encounter him, but from what I have seen on like YouTube, he is like a bit of a tougher enemy, but he's not like a freaking like what are those giant bats called? I don't remember. There's like, I need to Google it now.
Are they like? I can't remember what they're called either, to be honest.
Scorch Beast. That's it. I knew it was like something beast. Yeah. So like the Scorch Beasts are much tougher than Mothman. I'm pretty sure. I could probably Google that too, but I'm too lazy. But like he's tough and like he's sort of like an Enderman from I almost said Skyrim, from Minecraft, where it's like he can teleport around and stuff like that, and like he's got like these beady glowing eyes. But like I've seen people kill him pretty like relatively easily. I also think at one point there was like a bug where he could like appear in front of you or whatever, and like he would just like stay there and he wouldn't like do anything, and you could just kill him for free. So like I don't know if that would happen. There was like a bug, but like I don't know if that would happen to you in real life or not. So I could just beat you up for free. But yeah, I think like Spider-Man's dealt with like people like the Rhino, freaking Green Goblin, Doc Ock, like all these people, all of his people, right? And then you have all the people from like, you know, the Fantastic Four universe, or like from Tony Stark's like Iron Man's universe, or Thor, or whatever. You like, he can go toe to toe with pretty much anyone, I feel like.
Okay, so I'm looking up the physiological aspects of Mothman.
There you go.
And basically, he can fly over 100 miles an hour, which is insane. And he's got camouflage. He's got disaster manipulation. Not really sure what that is. I guess like being able to cause disasters. He's got enhanced vision, night vision, high-speed flight, light negation, penance stare, which I was going to look at that is. That is, this user can induce a variety of effects by locking eyes with another, ranging from inflicting pain to petrification to knocking people out, or sometimes even killing people. So that's pretty solid of an ability to have. He's also got unnatural presence, which is this user's mere presence in an area of proximity to an individual can result in bizarre changes to the surrounding areas, including loss of superpowers, weather changes, paranoia, and hostility in people in the area, and inflexible disasters. So that's another solid thing. So I can technically take away your powers. And then wing manifestation, which is like obviously like, you know, growing wings.
He grows wings.
Limitations are maybe nocturnal, and or their powers may only be active at night, and then may not be able to control their ability to induce disasters, fear, or insanity. So, kind of sounds like I'm basically...
Read that last part again.
So, may not be able to control their ability to induce disasters, fear, and or insanity. So basically, I can't control my powers sometimes, possibly.
You're like a Pokemon who's too high of a level and you don't have enough gym badges.
And I can't control it. But
Venomoth, I choose you.
But the thing is like, I guess the fact that I can take away your powers and petrify you. I don't know if your Spidey sense would be able to see that, but coming, you know. But you'd have to fight me like during the day, so I don't know if I'd be sleeping. I don't know if you'd be able to fight. Like you'd have to do a lot of.
I don't think he appears at all during day.
That's what I'm saying.
He only shows up at night.
So you'd have to
He'd
somehow
probably be like hiding somewhere.
Yeah, you'd somehow have to lure me out with like little butterfree moth bait that would get me out during the day somehow. So I think it would be pretty close, to be honest.
I don't know, because yours said, you know, like may or may not do this or whatever, but like it's random what you do, I suppose. We could totally solve this right now. Get go to Google and just type in like flip a coin.
Okay, we'll flip a coin.
All right, so you have the coin flipped or whatever.
All right, hold on.
All right, so we'll just answer it like this. So heads is like yes, and like yes it happens. Tails is no, it doesn't happen. So we could just do like, let's just say it's nighttime, right? You show up in front of me, and I'm like, oh frick, it's the Mothman or whatever, my arch nemesis, right? And then, so you could flip a coin and see if you attack me, or if you just do nothing.
Okay. So I'm flipping.
So if it's heads.
I do nothing.
Okay, so so I win. I'm just kidding. So I would like start attacking you. Then you would probably retaliate, like regardless if you're in control or not. So then we could just go through like each of your abilities, like wing. We'll say like the wings, like some of the easy stuff, like wing manifestation. Like obviously you could just do that.
And flying fast.
Yeah. Which the fast thing doesn't really bother me because like Spider-Man's dodge bullets and I'm pretty sure they go faster than 100 miles an hour. So, but yeah.
So basically petrification and.
But that's only with eye contact.
Yeah. So
right?
like basically I can flip for that and flip for, making you lose your superpowers, and we'll see what I get.
Flip for eye contact first.
All right. Eye contact is a yes.
Frick. Okay. So now flip for like one of those eye contact abilities.
So now I'll flip for like taking away your powers.
Okay.
No. So are you still petrified?
Well, you tried to take away my powers, but it didn't work. So, but also what's interesting, even without his powers, he still has his web shooters. So like I could still use those.
So you could technically shoot me in the eyes.
Yeah, I could like blind you or something too.
This is interesting. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna
We'll call
win.
it a
This
draw.
would be a good fight.
I know, right? Death battle, get on it.
The coin flip.
Yeah. We'll call this one a draw.
Okay, yeah. Because
I honestly thought you would have gone with Kratos because I feel like Kratos would probably win just through like sheer brute force because he's a freaking god.
yeah,
So-
I mean, yeah, it just depends, I guess, because technically, I guess Thanos died, but like I don't know how much Spider-Man, really like was the victor of that. But yeah, you're right. I wasn't gonna go with Kratos because I thought it'd be obvious, so I want to go with something different because I went with it last week, sort of.
That's fair.
So, all right, so we'll call this one a draw. And if you guys like what we do with this, give us some feedback on it and let us know. We're gonna do 2017 next week. We're just gonna go down, but we're gonna do like themed ones too at some point when we run out of times when video games weren't made. But this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna get to like 1985, and it's gonna be like, all right, I'm the Pong cursor, and you're Dig Dug. So, but
Right.
yeah, guys, thanks again for listening to the podcast. Make sure to check out all our social media links in the description. You can watch Joe's stream at twitch.tv/JoeTheJoe on Monday, Thursday, Friday. And you can watch me stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at twitch.tv/BrawleyGotThis. And then Joe can do his ad for Nabisco, even though he already did it. Okay, so Joe, this stream is not sponsored by Nabisco, and this stream is also not sponsored by all my other sponsors that I want, like Bang, Cheez-Its, Chewy Chips Ahoy, and Apple. So, but yeah, Joe, is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm looking at 2017 right now, and it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it too. But all right, guys and gals, thanks again for listening, and we will see you guys next week on the podcast. Later.